welcome back to what is probably going to be the last episode on the Human Benchmark website, as looking at all these tests, there is only one test that I haven't done on here, and that is the chimp test. And there is a reason I haven't done this test yet, because it's probably going to be the hardest. The idea is pretty simple. You get shown squares with numbers in them. All you need to do is click them in the right order. And they disappear after you click the first one. So you get 3 strikes. And this is pretty simple for a human. It's basically just how well can you remember the sequence of numbers that's been put in front of you. So it's basically just the pattern test. But you need to remember the order as well, adding a little bit of difficulty. Now, the hardest part in doing this is I could use PyAutoGUI to search for the numbers, but then I'd have to take an image of, well, every single number. And I could use PyTesseract to look for the numbers, but then finding their positions on screen would be hard. Now, the one thing that does seem good is that all the numbers are arranged in a kind of grid. You can't actually see the grid, but you can tell that obviously these two are on the same plane, and so are these. And I've seen on the internet before, people have used PyTesseract to take an image of Sudoku grids, or Sudoku, or whatever you call it. So I'll be kind of copying their method, and I've got to concentrate, and I'll be trying to kind of take a picture of this and use PyTesseract to not only recognize the numbers, but also where they are. And then obviously, once you know exactly where the numbers are, it's really easy to get PyAutoGUI just to click on them all. So without further ado, let's get some coding done. And with the current code and image processing I've implemented, this is what the program sees. So as you can see, the numbers are clearly recognizable, black numbers on white text. Now all that's left to do is slice these up into squares, unleash the beast that is PyTesseract to try and recognize which number is where. Then we can just order the positions and get PyAutoGUI to click on them. Sounds easy, right? Well, no, it doesn't sound easy, but hopefully it'll be easy, which it won't. I can already foresee problems. So, the code works, splits the image up, does lots of processing. Those numbers just tell me how far it is through. Takes a good 30 seconds just to process the image. And as you can see, here is the grid. Certainly recognizing zeros though, which is disappointing, meaning it doesn't work. But we've got the grid, we've got it split up, so let's look on the positive side, right? And ladies and gentlemen, I seem to be running into a similar problem that I had in the number memory test, where everything worked except for PyTesseract. It just can't seem to recognize the numbers well enough. This is the image. If I show you here, this is a cropped image of one of the sections, but the grid is still being recognized as just 0, 0. Zeros everywhere. Now we're getting somewhere. As you can see here, what a lovely grid. 2 in the top left corner, 3 somewhere down there. The 3 is 4, 3, but because computers start from 0, that's 5, 4. And if we look at the website, 2 in the top left corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. It works. Obviously, you can see it didn't recognise the 4 and the 1. It's not because they're out of range, it just didn't recognise them. So maybe I'll have to do some more messing about with the PyTesseract configuration options, but we have something that works. Huzzah! First of all, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to make a heartfelt apology to PyTesseract. It wasn't actually PyTesseract's fault at all. It was a fault in my logic. Nevertheless, it has been fixed, and we now have a working program. 3 there, 4 there, and a 1 and a 2 next to each other. As expected. The hard part is done. Now all we need to do is, once all of these numbers are known and their positions are known, we get PyAutoGUI to click on them in order, advances to the next level, happens again. And the program is very slow, it has to do loads of image processing and manipulation, so it's not exactly going to be world record speed, but that's not what I'm going for. I'm going for how far can this program get. And now that PyAutoGUI can click the numbers, I have a working program. Of course, this section is really, really slow. You can see it seeing the 1, the 2, the 3. As soon as it sees the 4, I'll click back in. All done and dusted, just like that. So now the only thing is, how far can it get? And it's not seeing the 5. Well, that didn't last very long, did it? Seeing the 3, 2, 4, 1, 3. So now it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and... well, that was a celebration that was very short-lived indeed. And after literal hours of troubleshooting, messing around with PyTesseract, because if you've seen my number memory test that I did, I also used PyTesseract to recognise numbers, and there the 7s caused me serious problems. PyTesseract just wouldn't see the 7s, and that was 5. It either didn't see it or it saw it as a 9. But I have fixed it. Messed around with the settings, and now it works. It's like the slowest program ever made. So this montage that you're going to see is not going to be the most exciting, because it's going to be 99% waiting. But the program works, recognise all the... oh, there we go. You spend so long waiting, and then it clicks through all of them, and it just takes you by surprise. But yeah, I will put some background music on and just let you enjoy the montage. And here we are. The board is full. What happens next? It just stops there. I didn't realise it was possible to complete a test on the Human Benchmark website. Ignore that. Just... 41 points. 100th percentile. As, of course, you'd expect. Yeah. I don't think there's really any higher you can go, seeing as that is the max score. Oh, only goes up to 38 anyway. Well, completed the chimp test to 100%. I think that deserves a round of applause. And if you really enjoyed it, why not consider subscribing? I'll be releasing more videos like this using Python, and hopefully you learned something from the video today. Of course, leave a like and a comment, and hopefully I'll be seeing you in the next video. Oh dear, that's not gone very well there. PyTesseract. Got a little confused. Kept running. This is so cool though.